Hello and welcome to Lego and Connect with Dominica May. I am Dominica May. I am joined by my friend Calvin in Malaysia today, as usual.
Hello.
And let me flip the other camera on to show what we'll be building today. So this is our
Whoa.
second Fast and Furious set from Too Fast, Too Furious. Brian's Nissan Skyline GTR.
The more popular one.
The more popular one that sold out very, very quickly.
But you did manage to get one for yourself.
Yes. Well, it's available now as well, but like when it, I ordered it as soon as it became available, and then it's sold out shortly after that. So.
Oh, I know that feeling. Gosh.
Lots of things do that, and it's hard to know. It's like hard to gauge what is going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. If you're really like, if you're with a lot of people that have the same interests as you, chances are, if they're all hyped for something, it might mean that it's gonna sell pretty fast.
Mm.
So how many bags we got here? One.
Well, it's two lots of bags, but they both have smaller things inside them.
Okay. Okay. I haven't seen that piece before.
Which one? This piece?
Yeah, that one.
Well, it's a piece that goes around the wheel, but obviously it's got the special print on it for the car.
Okay. I've almost never seen those pieces, mostly because I hardly play Lego anymore.
You can see on the instructions, it'll be that piece there.
Okay.
One on each side.
Well, not to expose my age, but back in my day,
Calvin, you're still younger than me.
well, yeah, but back in my day, when we had cars, they were square. They had that one Lego rectangle piece with two little like long elongated pieces sticking out, and you got the rubber wheel to just slot in. You know.
Yep. And they also had metal parts in the middle for the axles, right?
Yeah. Actually, no, not even that. I was such a early Lego player that they weren't even metal pieces when I had
Oh,
Lego.
earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, he's only got one face. This Brian. Well, you know how sometimes they have the two faces, one in the front and one in the back. If they've got hair that's going to hide it, then sometimes they have two facial expressions. There's
Well,
our
at least he's
Brian.
a bit more welcoming compared to Dominico.
But he also is holding the same spanner.
Because they're family, they gotta have something of similar interests, you know.
Right. I can pull Dom out of the other one so we can see them together. Hang on.
Yeah.
Because I still have that car here next to me. There they are. Enemies turned best buds.
Interesting choice of like how do I put it? I mean, Dom in the movies is a really, really smooth bald head. I'm surprised they didn't give the Lego piece like a special head attachment just to like
Oh, to make him
smooth.
like with nothing that you can attach on top.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess canonically for Lego lore, if they don't have hair, it has to have that piece jutting up.
That's right. Exactly. That's what they gotta do. I think we
So,
have the same kind of this piece for the
hmm,
bottom of the Dom's car as well, right?
yeah, it is the same looking piece for the frame. Oh, his. Oh, right. I was wondering why were you arranging the seat on the right side, and I was like, oh yeah,
Is that the seat? I think the seat will be more further up,
there.
maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was wondering if they're actually like taking into account the detail that since the Nissan is an Asian-made car, you know, the wheel is
Oh,
on the
let's
the wheels on
see.
the right
No,
instead of the
it
left.
is.
Aha, they do.
It is. I'm looking at the back of the thing here. Right there, so you can see.
Nice. They do take that into account.
There you go. So that's how it's gonna be.
Nice. Oh man, I remember the first time encountering such a situation like this. It was with a friend's place. We were playing, I think, a shooter game or something, the kind that's kind of like Call of Duty.
Mhm.
So it was my first time playing a game like that. So it's quite an old game, and I wanted to take a car and like ram it towards the enemy team. So I jumped into the car, realizing it wouldn't start for some reason, and then
Because it was on the other side.
my friend like, oh, it's actually on the other seat. There's American. Oh, okay. I switch seats. Press shift. Oh, okay.
I remember when I moved here, it took me, I think, like, almost a year after moving here before I actually started driving.
That's
because
all right.
because I was so used to the other side. So then once I did start driving, it had been so long since I'd driven, uh, in any country that it didn't really matter anyway. Um, but yeah, I mean, which reminds me of the time that when I was living in Malaysia and I went back to Australia and I went around the roundabout the wrong way.
Oops.
Despite the fact that they both countries drive on the same side of the road. And I was like,
Oh
what
yeah,
is
that's
going
true.
on here? What is going on?
How did that happen?
I don't know.
We actually do drive on the same side of the road in Australia and
Right.
Malaysia.
It was like I had just forgotten how to use a roundabout. I think it was one of those, yeah, it was like a really suburban street and there was like no other cars around, so I wasn't like
Ah,
thinking clearly or at all.
that's okay. There was probably just a brain fart moment.
Yes. Let's go with that. I don't even remember what year it was. Was
Yeah,
it?
I've had that.
It might have been. Was it just before I moved here? I don't remember.
Maybe. I mean, I recall having that as well. In Malaysia, no less.
Mm.
I had met up with an old friend way back somewhere around, I think, Damansara area. It was along this particular stretch, and if you recall Malaysian roads, I mean, sometimes they're just absolutely horrendous. You know, one major highway lane splitting into three, four
Oh
minor
yes. Oh
lanes.
yes.
Yeah, instead of
I I
having a
I
yeah,
don't miss driving on those roads. Let's just
I
say.
completely understand. I do. It's like, instead of being sensible and spacing out the exits, they just kind of plaster all the exits in one same row. And then signages are just like, this way to KL, this way also to KL. Like, huh?
Yeah, but which one do I want to take? No,
Exactly.
I've certainly been through that mix up before. Even with a GPS, I'm just like, but which one am I supposed
Yeah,
to take? Which lane am I
exactly.
supposed to be in? Because it
Oh,
splits off into this many ways.
yeah, and this is around the time where I haven't gotten GPS yet because it was
Mm,
just only starting to gain traction in my country. So it was late at night. We just finished catching up and having drinks, and we wanted to drive to another place to have some supper. And because it was pretty late at night, the street lamps weren't very bright, and I think there was some road work being done earlier in the day.
mm.
So since it was late at night, they basically just left the work site completely like exposed. But they did block off that part of the road so as not to cause accidents. However, short-sighted as sometimes these projects can be, in blocking that road, they completely left open a lane for people to accidentally drive into opposing traffic.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no.
but luckily it was very late, so there weren't any cars on the road but me and my friend. When he saw me mistakenly drive into that lane, he honked his car like crazy. So I stopped. Then he got out and said, "Hey, dude, watch out, man! You're gonna kill yourself." Like, okay, reversed, followed him to the correct lane.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a moment, and we weren't even drinking. By the way, we were not drunk. We were just chatting and having like soda, and we wanted to go get supper.
Well, if they did not, put up the barriers the way that they should have, then you
I
can't really
don't
blame
know.
yourself.
I don't know. I mean, thankfully, that particular stretch of road is now like blocked off so that traffic can only go one way. There's no
Mm,
turning in or out of it really. So it's a lot safer. And I suppose it's a good initiative overall because lately a lot of the new renovations and projects around town, they've adopted this policy which is like if you're going straight, you can only go straight and turn to the left.
mm,
There's little to no right turns anymore to avoid congestion or crossover, which is
right.
great. But then, but then, in my area now, it's a small little housing area with a small little commercial area,
Hmm.
and recently has gotten like much more foot traffic thanks to a new like housing development. Sorry, not housing, high rise condo slash mini shopping mall kind of like development in the center of it.
Mm.
So to accommodate all this extra foot traffic, they've had to adopt that policy where if you're on the road, you can only go straight or do left turns, which has caused utter chaos in the neighborhood because it's like a roundish area. There used to be two lanes, so people could travel back and forth in the circle, get to any shops they want, and get back home. No hassle, no fuss.
Hmm.
Now that you're forced to only go straight and turn left, oh my god, there's like unnecessary buildup of traffic everywhere,
Right.
especially during meal times.
It sounds like when I do go back, it would be ideal for me to just take the taxi.
Well, yeah, it'd be easy for you, but it won't be easy for the taxi driver.
No, but at least I don't have to worry about it. I
True,
won't have to
true,
worry about
true. Although
it's
I
not like
would
I was gonna
caution.
rent a car anyway, but
I mean, you might want to look into that because, frankly speaking, with how expensive like Grab tends to be nowadays, renting a car might be the smarter option.
mm,
It depends on how much traveling you're gonna do because, like, if you're staying within the city center, public transport is relatively decent. You know, the MRT and LRTs. Uh, but if you're, let's
I
say, like,
recall.
but if let's say like you're going out to certain places that are not that connected, getting a car is one thing because it's not easy to get cars when it's busy period. And
Mm,
if you can, you're gonna be charged a leg and an arm just for like a 15-minute ride.
ugh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I remember taking the bus and the LRT.
The bus system is better, but I wouldn't say it's like extremely reliable at the moment. Not because they
Mm,
don't follow the schedule more strictly. They have done that, which is great. But sometimes it's just full of people. Yeah.
okay, okay.
But don't worry, don't worry. I mean, when you do come over, if you do need a ride getting around and stuff like that, you can drop me a message every once in a while, and I'll work ahead and try to help you get around.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
Yeah, no worries. I
Just
mean,
have
it's
to
been
make
for,
just have to make sure you're in town when I visit.
well. I mean, I'm only in Japan for 1 week, and I've already locked those dates.
Yes, I know. I know. I'm waiting until I go back to work next week to see if my
Hmm.
manager has uh, had any additional thoughts about when is the best time for me to travel. So,
Hmm.
oh, this is
Well,
upside down. This
oops. Well, fingers
way.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
If
we'll
anything,
see.
yeah. If anything, I'm sure you can still get around. Just be prepared for a little extra travel time.
Mm.
Oh,
How
and
how how would you feel about going to see shows again if that's what I wanted to do though?
I
You
wouldn't
fine
mind.
with yeah? Because
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
it's been a while since you've been to anything, right?
Yeah, it's true. Mostly because I was just way too busy with a lot of stuff.
Oh, so it'll be me dragging you back to shows and
Well, I wouldn't
it's
say
like
dragging. I'm happy to go along. In fact, it would be nice to go and catch a comedy show again. Some brevity is welcome, considering like how like news has been circling around in Malaysia that with the new election, the polls coming up again, and people
mm,
are from every which way just commenting and critiquing. I mean, would be nice to get some brevity from all that.
mhm.
Yeah,
I'm just picturing like because I don't know
right.
how long it's been since you've seen folks, but just be like, oh, so it took Dominica coming to town to bring you back to the comedy
I
show.
mean, it's not like I haven't tried to go back. I have tried once or twice when I could manage the time. It's
Mm,
mostly with like either Papi was around and he invited me, or I happened to bump into a comedian or someone I knew who used to watch comedy, and they're like, "Hey, there's this show that just so happens to be playing later. Do you want to come by and swing by?" I'll try to go for those, but most of the time I was just way too like over my head with work and stuff to
no,
like
that's
actually
fair.
plan.
That's fair.
But yeah, I mean, you can by all means you can brag about that, saying, "Oh, it took Dom to come back for Calvin to come back." Like, yeah, look at me.
I'm totally gonna brag about
By all means, go ahead. And I'll just be like, "Oh, it's been so long. So you got new material yet?" Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh.
I'm sure that the people that I have not seen in 9 years will have new material. I hope they do. They might not have new material from the last time I saw them when I watched them on Zoom,
Oh boy. Okay.
but
Well,
which
you
was like 2 years ago.
well, you're way
No.
more up to date than me, so everything should be novel to me. Um, I will only say this: if I hear a string of familiar jokes from anyone I've seen many times before when I used to work at those comedy clubs, I will just be like, "Well, it's helping them make money, so okay." I can't say much more than that.
It's like I just built the exhaust pipe.
Oh wow,
Ooh, it's very
that's
shiny as well.
yeah, it is. Oh my god, they actually went for the detail of making it chrome.
Hmm. That's right. There we go.
Oh, that's a satisfying snap. Ooh. You should consider like, when you're making the smaller Lego kits,
Hmm.
like you just do a short video of you snapping the pieces in and then just like doing a quick cut of
Make
all
an
of them.
ASMR video of
Yeah,
just the
yeah, yeah,
snapping.
something like that, it's like, you can just make like a 15-second video, just slide the box in so people see what it is, and then it's just snap, 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 snap. And then you show the completed Lego piece and like, ta-da!
Yep. Yep. I guess I could do something like that.
Yeah.
We'll see how things go.
Yeah, you can try that out. I mean, of course, would be best if you have a good quality mic, but I'm pretty sure from how nice the snap sounded, this is decent to start.
I need a microphone just for oops.
Oops.
It snapped off.
Oh no.
It's
Ah.
shh, shh, shh.
Oh, the pain, the pain.
Put it back in. Put it back in. There we go.
Life,
There it is.
life is suffering. Oh gosh.
It's all good. It works.
Yeah, that's
Need
part
to
and parcel of Lego.
not push it up that way.
What are you doing to my car, Dom?
Wait, are you talking to me? Or are you talking to this guy?
Good question. Who's holding the spanner? Oh my god.
No, it's funny because like I've definitely gone through like a phase sometimes where like I will like characters that just have the same or similar names to me. Like when I collected some X-Force comics because I liked
Domino.
yeah, Domino. Purely because of the name.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So like that's a thing. Um, as a result, I've also bought Domino Comics, where
Oh, okay.
she's been like it's a standalone, or she's like been the title character. Um,
Hmm.
so when she appeared in Deadpool, I'm like, "Whoa, it's Domino! I know who this is."
Oh my god, she's my favorite Marvel character.
Well, I don't know
Ah.
about favorite, but certainly I was a fan. Um, even if her powers are a little bit obscure.
I mean, her powers are literally bad luck and good luck. Good luck for her, bad luck for everyone else.
Mary Jane Watson just recently got very similar powers.
Ay,
I don't
ay,
know
ay.
how she got them because I like missed that part of the story because I was just reading Mary Jane and Black Cat.
Uh-huh.
Um, so still have no idea. I probably needed to have actually read other stuff for the storyline.
So I suppose you are guilty as well of internalizing a character that has your name, huh?
But like, as well as what?
Well, I mean, it's always cool to be like, oh my god, that character has my name.
Well, because my name is really like unique, like the full version of my name.
That's
Dom
true.
less so, although it's I don't know, I don't go by that name anymore. But um that's
Wow. I don't go by that name
well, I
anymore.
don't. Since when I moved to California, um and just was introducing myself as Dominica, and then
Mhm.
people here did not try to shorten it, and I was like, oh, like I just got used to it, and like it took me a while to realize that uh that there was a whole thing. I was like, oh my goodness, that's actually I prefer this.
Okay, Dominica.
Dominica.
Dominica. Well,
But
do
yeah, I
we?
mean there's still like, people who knew me before I moved here are, I don't correct them if they still prefer to call me Dom.
Well, I mean, because we've been calling you that for a number of years when we got to know you. So it's understandable. But, if you prefer Dominica, I'll call you that.
It's all
No
right.
biggie.
It's all
I
right.
might I might slip up from time to time, but I'll try to keep a mental note to call you Dominica.
Okay.
But- if that's what you want.
It's fine. It was just I think it just took me a while to process and realize that I'd never I was always shortening my name because people had such difficulty pronouncing my name. It was just easier for me to be like,
Hmm.
you can just call me Dom then.
I understand that. I do. My name isn't particularly difficult to pronounce, but because it's like two tones, Calvin, so
Mm.
most people just end up calling me Calv, like a baby cow. And I'm like, okay,
Wow.
that works. All right.
Well, everyone in
um,
Australia likes shortening names regardless, so, you know.
I mean, it makes it easier considering the intonation of how they pronounce words. It becomes a sing song kind of thing. So the shorter the name, the easier it rhymes.
Although they have some that's like instead of Dave, they'll shorten it, which is not really shorten it, but change it to Davo, and it's like, but it's not shorter.
That is true, but I mean, it takes the same logic. Davo is easier to rhyme than just Dave or Davy, I guess.
Something like that. 18. Got some stickers for the
Ooh.
design.
No, this is
I
this
have
is
it
one
stripes.
thing. This is one thing that I appreciate Lego for doing, which is that they
Stickers.
have yes, they have stickers and they are reasonably sized. Thank goodness, because I used to build Warhammer models, And oh my god, those are stickers that are so tiny. Like you literally need a pair of tweezers to
Mm.
handle those stickers because they're so small. Good grief.
Well, this is tricky enough for me.
And they look very nice as it is. Look at that. They're already coming together.
Here we go. I'm not
Yeah.
very good at getting it straight sometimes, so it's like not quite right.
I
But
mean, from how the stickers look, they seem to be pretty forgiving. I'm sure if you didn't get it right the first time, you can easily peel it off and
yeah,
try again.
I've done that a couple of times. I just prefer not to because sometimes it's
You only
it
get one
gets a little bit
shot.
a little bit warped. One shot.
Mom spaghetti. Man. uh, but yeah, what else? What else have you been doing lately? I know you're currently on like a short break, right?
Yes, I
Hmm.
was not working this week. Took a week off just
Hmm.
for my own pleasure and enjoyment. I have walked every day um, for a reason, like not just randomly
Hmm.
walking nowhere, um, but just for so I'd had something to do and get my exercise in. And
Nice.
so I think Monday I might have just been like library and groceries. But Tuesday and then the Sunday before that I went to the movies to see the Barbie movie. Tuesday I
Ah,
walked to the movies to see Oppenheimer. Today I walked to the movies to see Haunted Mansion. Um,
wow, nice.
so many movies coming out right now, and I just bought my ticket to see the new Ninja Turtles movie on Tuesday
Oh,
as
that should be
well.
interesting.
So, um, yeah, lots of movies. I do want to see Barbie again though, but I liked it so much. It's just like so much to it. Um, the and on Wednesday I went to a science museum called the Exploratorium in San Francisco,
Oh, that's nice. That's
and
nice.
yesterday the only reason I didn't have plans to walk anywhere yesterday,
Uh
and
huh.
then I because I didn't have anything else that I was specifically scheduled to do, I was like catching up on some stuff and like with my business and was like, oh, I suppose I should probably pay to renew my fictitious business statement or business name,
Okay.
which expired in April. So
Oops.
I looked into that, and I had to go in and file some paperwork on that. It was no big deal. Like they were like, it's just fill out. Well, I filled out the form at home and then I dropped it off and only had to pay $40 for that, which I would have had to pay regardless if
Hmm.
I'd done it on time. Um, but then I also had to put some advertisement in the paper to let you know the city of Oakland know what was going on, which is what I had to do the first time that I filed it 5 years ago as well. So it's all good.
Interesting. Wow. Well, you have been very productive by the sounds of it.
Lots of things going on. Yeah. And the only time I got in the car was today because I took my one of my kids to get a vaccine that they were due for.
Ah, okay. That's good. That's good. Wow. I've been also keeping myself busy. I'm actually trying to get a bit healthier and more fit before my trip to Japan, mostly because it's going to be a bit of a rough travel itinerary because I'll be leaving Malaysia around the evening. Then I'll be like up for a few hours past midnight in Vietnam before taking another 5 hour flight to arrive finally in Japan.
Hmm.
But there's a bit of good news. I managed to save on my hotel because remember that friend who invited me to
Yeah.
stay at his place for a few days?
Yeah.
So it turns out he's okay with me staying at his place for the entire duration of my trip.
Oh, so no
Yeah,
hotel after all now.
Yeah, I didn't need to pay for a hotel after all. And as a very big thank you to him, I'll be bringing him a bunch of stuff from Malaysia, especially like his favorite food items.
Hmm.
He was particularly excited for his wife to get her favorite brand of soy sauce again,
Of course.
which I found ironic considering they're in the land of soy sauce. So there's that, which
Oh.
ironically also his location. No, sorry, not ironically, conveniently also his apartment is very nearby to like Shibuya
Mm,
by a train, so it's even more central than where my hotel was originally going to be.
mm.
Yeah, so there's that, and I'm actually like on the look for like nice restaurants that I can take him and his family to as a very nice thank you for like hosting me for the whole 6 days.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So not only do I exercise more now to make sure I'm fit enough to like survive the trip there and back, but it's also to make sure I have more space to pack on weight when I'm there.
I was gonna say.
well,
No,
the
that's
idea
fair.
Well, the idea is that I'm going to be doing a lot of walking around Tokyo. So, like, gotta eat
Hmm.
to have the energy to do all that walking around.
No, I hear that. No, I've certainly been feeling along those similar lines of wanting to be more fit before I travel out back
Mm,
to Malaysia.
highly recommended, considering that, it's likely you'll be walking a lot more than you normally do just to get around, and the weather as well.
We're sweating
Oh,
like
yes.
crazy.
Oh, yes. Oh man. But I think the time you come around, it may not be so bad. I mean, around that period is usually monsoon season. So like we may have periods of like wet rain and very bright sunshine sometimes.
Mm.
So it won't be all that hot. Not really. Oh, and speaking of which,
Yes.
continuing about my trip to Japan,
Hmm.
as you know, the main reason why I'm going is because of Tokyo Game Show, right?
Yes. Did you get tickets?
Yes, I actually got the tickets.
Great.
Oh my god, I was like so nervous the night before, mostly because like the website mentioned that the tickets would go on sale at 12, like just 12:00,
Mm.
right? No mention of AM, PM, or exact date and
Oh,
timing.
yeah.
So like on the 25th itself, I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I was like, okay, okay, okay. I got my snacks, I got my tea. All right, I'm gonna be up at exactly midnight. I'm gonna be refreshing the page and getting ready to purchase. And and my friend in Japan was doing the same thing because he also couldn't find out exactly when it would go on sale.
Hmm.
Right. So we waited. When 11 p.m. hit, he was already refreshing because it's 12 at Japan.
Right.
He couldn't get in. The site was still locked behind a password code. Same
Mm.
for me. So he went to bed. I said, "Don't worry, you just go ahead and sleep. If anything comes up, I'll message you immediately." He said, "All right." So he went to sleep. 1 hour passes, 2 hours, 3 hours, nothing. So I went to bed and believed that it would probably go on sale lunchtime
Right.
instead of midnight. Right? I assume it was midnight because generally that's how these kind of things happen. And lunchtime would be a weird timing because the people who probably want to buy it are working or in
Well,
school.
here the tickets usually go on sale at 10 a.m.
Okay. That also makes sense. But I guess it didn't work out that way. Um, so, sure enough, the following day, all right, 10 a.m., I'm already on my computer standing by an hour ahead of time. My friend is doing the same thing. 11 a.m. rolls by and he's refreshing. He's like, nah, dude, it's still locked behind a website like password thing. Like, god damn it, okay, you know. We were just making sure because like I'm in Malaysia, so I'm considered overseas visitor. He's in Japan, so he's considered a local IP address,
Hmm.
just in case they do that whole IP lock thing.
Yeah.
So an hour rolls by, nothing happens. Another hour rolls by, and I'm like, shit, you probably have work to do. So like, don't worry, same thing. I'll keep a close eye. You go ahead. If there's anything, I'll let you know. And just as I say that, the website updates with a message saying sorry for the delay of sales for tickets. The tickets will now go on sale at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Like, okay. So 3 p.m. Japan time is 2 p.m. my time. Okay. And it happened on a Wednesday, which is the day I usually send food over to my brother's place.
Oh no.
So
So you
I
had
told
to
my
put a delay.
so I told my mom, okay, we're sending the food and we're coming back right away because I have to be here before 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So we do that, right? It's 1:55 p.m. I'm
Oh
on my
wow.
computer. I'm ready. I'm refreshing, right? I notify my friend that I'm standing by already, just in case. The moment 2 p.m. hits, I refresh. The page loads up. I select two tickets. I can only buy two tickets, limited two per account. I
Mm.
immediately autofill with my credit card details, accept, confirmation goes in. Yes, I got my tickets.
Awesome. Congratulations.
All done in under 10 seconds. So I quickly notify my friend to let him know I managed to get the tickets. 2 minutes go by and he says, dude, I'm sorry. I tried. They're sold out.
Oh,
God damn
oh, you were
it.
so lucky.
Yeah, I was very lucky. I didn't know it would go that fast.
That is so fast.
It went by so fast. So now we have a very like odd situation. Um, the original plan was that me and my friend would go, just the two of us, because
Mhm.
I don't believe his wife was free or interested for this kind of event. But then 2 days before the tickets go on sale, his wife then said she would be interested to join us,
Mm.
and they will be bringing another friend along. So that
Oh
makes
no.
4 people. Yeah, exactly. So now I have two tickets, which are of the like supporters club, which I wanted to get from the beginning for like the goodies and also to get priority access when it comes to the queue.
Mhm.
So I have two tickets of that, and my friend has two regular tickets for people who have to wait like for the very long line.
Ah.
And there's me and him and the wife and their friend. So it's like, well, shit. I mean, you gotta stay with your wife, right? Like, yeah.
Oh
Well,
man.
I guess I'll make friends with your friend. Yeah, but then
That's how
like
it goes.
that's how it goes. 2 minutes, Dom. Two
That's
minutes.
that's
Two
amazing.
minutes.
That's amazing.
And they all sold out. And they have to buy like the regular ticket. They're like, oh god, oh no. Oh man. Ugh. But oh well. I mean,
At least you got the tickets that you wanted.
yeah, I'm glad. I'm really glad I did. I got them the way I did because, like, I was pretty certain I wouldn't be able to get them, considering
Mhm.
how, considering how often all these like bots have been made to just scalp tickets immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is probably why they sold out so quick. Right?
I guess. But then you're limited to only two tickets per account. So unless there's like
They
an
have
army
multiple
of bot
accounts.
accounts,
Yeah.
oh
Well, that's how they
gosh,
work, isn't it?
I suppose. Oh boy. But still, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. Oh man, so excited! This is like one of my life goals actually coming true. I've always wanted to go to Tokyo Game Show.
And now you are able to.
Yeah, I'm so hyped. I've always wanted to go ever since I was working in like those websites that cover video game news.
Mhm.
And like some members of mine actually did get to go for like several big events, and I never got the chance to go even as I worked my way up the ladder. So like when I finally called it quits, I thought like that dream was over. And especially when E3 was cancelled. I mean, yeah, E3 was already way behind in the times, but like when E3 got cancelled for good, I was like, oh man, that was one of the really big events that I really wanted to go and see in my lifetime, and now it's like forever cancelled. So I was like,
Yeah.
man, I mean, it's probably already like not as big as it used to be before it got cancelled, but I still would have loved to go. But now that's gone. So like, oh man, Tokyo Game Show. At least this, come on, at least this is within Asia. I don't have to fly all the way across the world, you know?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I was one of the reasons I was sad when Crack House got shut down was because I really wanted to be able to go back and see it again.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
guess I missed out. And now I have to figure out where these new venues are that I've never been to.
Hey, you and me both. You and me both. I would say like, was it a year after you left? That's when I quit working there.
Mm,
Yeah, I think it was about a year. So you and I only have a year apart in like how long it's been since we last seen any comedy shows in Malaysia.
yeah.
Honestly, and I
Yeah.
haven't even been able to attend like the live streams of the shows during the COVID periods.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that
Yeah.
at least was able to do that and support Crack House by
Mm.
buying virtual tickets. Where is it back in? I think it was 2021
I guess so.
because it was
I
last year
mean,
that they shut everything down.
yeah, it was pretty quick ever since like that stupid video went viral and everything,
Hmm.
and then things just escalated to a point that we're here today. I will say this: while I didn't appreciate how things ended with my work there, I did like the people, most of the people uh, who were performing there and who were customers there.
Hmm.
I did enjoy my time working there and taking pictures of all the performers and like being able to add one more picture to the wall. I
Yeah.
did like that whole huge like collage of pictures of everyone who's performed.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could, I would like the chance to just see that wall again one more time. But that
I don't.
place is probably like
I wonder what happened to all of those things. Reasons probably
my
got stuff.
my guess is, well, considering all the backlash, and if I'm not mistaken, they were renting that unit. I don't think they purchased it outright.
Yeah.
So the owner probably didn't want anything to do with them anymore. So he probably ordered them to clear it out. I guess.
Yeah. That's what I would guess as well. Wait, is this the right?
Yeah.
I guess this is right. I don't see
Is,
any.
is that
It
the?
looks transparent in the instructions, but I think it's these silver ones because I don't see any transparent ones.
Is that supposed to be the nitrous?
um, maybe
Yeah.
we'll see when I actually put it in the thing.
Yeah. But I mean, we can definitely do our homework and see like where smaller stand-up shows are still being done because Harif Iskandar already sold off his joke factory
Yeah.
to a Singaporean company, if I'm not mistaken. So they're
Oh
still
wow.
operating. Yeah, they're still operating, but not under Harif.
I thought that they have not been doing shows for a while. Maybe they plan on doing shows again, but
Maybe,
they are not currently.
maybe. I'm not
Because
too sure.
I follow them on Instagram and I haven't seen
Ah,
anything from them.
well, hopefully they might bring back comedy shows because honestly speaking, after what happened with Crack House, I guess stand-up comedians have been sort of like taboo for the time being for businesses.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not that they know they will do bad stuff. It's more like that's just a general feel of people right now, so they rather avoid trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm sure you could probably still find like some small, hole in the wall drinking locations where they still do little stand-ups.
I think there's something happening in Bangsa, maybe.
Maybe that's usually where those hole in the wall locations seem to be.
Right.
I call them hole in the walls, but they're manufactured to just like meet bangsa prices.
Right. Right. Well,
uh,
we will see
mm-hmm.
how. I mean, because I'm trying not to pay too close attention because these things pop up and then disappear like that all the time. So, like,
Yeah,
even if they exist now, by the time I'm there, they might not exist.
yeah.
So I'll just be like, "Hey Sim, tell me where I'm supposed to go."
And he'll be happy to tell you, but I mean, you know, he probably wouldn't know that far ahead, maybe, because I don't think they run shows that far ahead yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just as clueless as you are about this right now. So Sim
No,
would probably
I
be the
mean
best
like
resource.
once I'm actually in town, I'll be like, Sim, Sim, where do we go?
uh, yeah, I'm sure Sim would be the best resource to like to ask and like also hang out with and catch up in a lot of news. I haven't seen
Mhm.
him or his wife and family in a while, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it's possible that I've seen them more recently than you have.
That's true because I think you might have traveled and met up with them somewhere, right?
Well, they traveled to here.
Ah, right, right, right. Yeah, that's great. I think the last time I saw him and his family, I was still working at like that restaurant in Wanatama because the wife would
Mhm.
come by once in a while with the kids, because she has like some club activities going on nearby or something.
She's always got
Yeah,
a lot of things going on.
she's very active. I really salute the both of them because they're really active and involved in their kids' like upbringing and lifestyle.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was very impressed when like I heard that they took their son to I think it was supposed to be a family holiday to a resort somewhere, and they happened to have like dolphins. So
Oh
like
wow,
they took the trouble just to like allow their child to interact and like be introduced to dolphins in real life.
that's so cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. And also, I think Sin did like the whole beach cleanup thing, and he encouraged his kid to come along and join in this kind of like activity.
Hmm.
So like they're like A grade parents in my opinion.
They are great. Yes.
Yeah.
I probably need to reach out to him again because he's been
Mm.
a guest on my stream a bunch of times as well. So I should be like, "Hey Sim, do you want to join me for a stream? Are you back in town? Are you available again?"
Yeah, that's true. I mean, has he done likewise for you? I remember you said he used to do a podcast with like local comedians, right?
Yes. He's never asked me to be on his one.
Oh, maybe he didn't get around to it.
It might be more just because I wasn't like actively doing any stand-up stuff.
Or at the time?
Yeah. Well, I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
actively been doing any stand-up since Malaysia. Like I've not done any stand-up in San Francisco Bay Area at all.
Until recently, right? You went to do like that duo
I went to
performance of your friend?
well, that's improv. That's different.
Oh, improv. Sorry. Sorry. I'm so uneducated.
I'm sorry. That's not scripted. Come
Oh,
in.
oh, oh.
Stand-up
The
is
Neanderthal
scripted.
that I am is exposed. Oh.
But I mean, true. I was not doing that improv until recently as well. So you know, it's it's a thing. I did go and check out an open mic night
Uh-huh.
near me last week.
Mm.
Um, I think I told you about that last week, right?
Yeah, you did.
And I had to buy food while I was there, which I was not as super thrilled about. I'm going to check out a different open mic night, which is just for women and queer people on
Mm.
Sunday nights.
Mm.
Um, so that's another thing that's going on.
Sounds good. Sounds like you got yourself another way into stand-up comedy again, which is nice.
I actually know the host of this one because they used to do uh, improv with me as well.
It's
So
who you know.
it's also at an improv venue, so it's a different thing. You know, it does help to know some people. I
Oh, for sure,
think it's
for
easier
sure.
to get into it when you know the people that are doing it.
Absolutely.
Oops,
Absolutely.
upside
I used to be those people you would need to know to get into shows.
down.
Those were the days. Boy. Uh,
See, look, I didn't even do it
oh,
straight. It's not straight. It's not straight enough.
eh, judging from the angle, I can't really tell, but it looks decent enough
It's
from my
not.
angle.
It's not good enough for me.
Oh, okay. The master, the
I don't,
master is at
I
work.
don't like it. It needs to be. It's too lopsided.
You're only allowed a plus minus 0.002 millimeter difference.
Exactly.
Any more or any less, and you're amateur.
See, that's way better. I don't know if
That's
you even can
nice.
tell the difference anyway, but
I cannot. I'm gonna be real with you. This camera is great and all, but that angle is so hard to tell.
no, it's not the best camera, but it's what I have right now. So
it's 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 way better than any camera I got when I first started like doing streams.
okay, I'll take your word for it.
I had I had a really like really, how do I say, very basic Logitech like web camera. It wasn't even like, it was barely 480p.
Wow.
That's how bad it was. And this was because I had a very tight budget, and it was already the time where everyone was averaging 720. So like
Hmm.
good old pixelated me getting
All right.
little to no traction because hey, they can't even see me, but they could at least hear me.
This is the smallest Lego sticker I've had to do because it's on the side piece where it's not like the full height of
Oh,
a thing.
hey, you got it on your first try. Well done.
It's not super straight, but who cares?
Pick your battles, people. Pick your
I
battles.
will. I will. It's not, like it's here. It's like it's not like it's you can somewhere that you're actively going to see it anyway.
I mean, it's not like a super popular, well-known Lego connoisseur is gonna stroll in your house and say, "Oh, oh, oh, this is pain. This is suffering." And then he strolls along your corridor like, "Oh, oh,
Right.
the agony." Oh man, I wonder, would you do that one day? Would you like, open up your house and say Lego tour, $1
No.
per entry,
No. I
free
doubt it.
lemonade?
Oh my goodness, no, probably not.
Yeah.
Considering most of this stuff is in my bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Not really.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, 12. Ooh. See, this is again like they've
Mhm.
got sticker on doors that do not open.
Given
Sticker
time,
on
though. Given
doors.
time. Given time. I'm sure the Lego technical like series has like more detail to the engineering side of things. So this is like, you know, just for fun collector stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, that's
There we
nice.
go.
That's very nice.
It's a little bit bubbly there, but
Oh, oh. You gotta get your scraper, your bubble remover. You gotta put in the air pressure chamber. It
oh
has to
no.
fit
Oh no.
skin tight form like There shall be no imperfections in my creation.
Oh
like,
my.
like, chill, dude. It's just Lego. No, it's for 9 and above, and I shall show that it is 9 and above.
Wait, what is this one actually?
9 and above.
Oh, yes. You remember what it said on the box.
I
Oh my
saw it
goodness.
on the box. It's very clear,
That's what I'm saying. And you remembered it so well that you referenced it again.
Okay, I will say this. I will say this. I think it's because I'm just like trained from work to like remember things well and as efficiently as possible.
Mm,
Because working in F&B, when you're taking
right.
orders, when you're like helping customers with information, you tend to see things over and over that forms like the memory very clearly. But over time, you sort of develop this like, okay, one glance, I know exactly how much time I need to get just enough information to, you know, to be relevant with conversation.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's really helpful and very useful for my day to day life. That's for sure. But at the same time, it's also like taught me to be more mindful of other people because while I can obtain information and process it very quickly, I have to make sure that I don't overstep like other people and their need to also like process the information they need.
Hmm.
Because I've got called out many times for being weird or being able to like do this when I've been doing it like for so many years of my life because it's work, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, I know what I need to know. Now I just keep quiet.
I
You
mean,
know,
I've been called weird for plenty of things, so
I mean, I'm pretty sure we all think some small aspect of other people's lives are weird because we just don't see it or never experienced it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, okay, you mind if I talk about something from Reddit?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, this is a little bit gross, but it's very relevant to this topic. So, do you know what a poop knife is?
What?
Okay, you clearly don't.
My guess would be it's used for chopping up poop in the toilets.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing, right? This is a story that was like very popular on Reddit because it was such a unique story and it was told in a very like genuine and heartfelt way. So it was on those Reddit like subreddits, which is like things you didn't know or like tell me something about you that other people would never know about, you know?
Hmm.
So this guy explained something called a poop knife. And it only became clear to him that this was uniquely only his family thing because when he brought it up very nonchalantly during a conversation with his friends, none of them understood what it was until he explained it. And when he did, only then did he realize it was so weird. But it was so normal to him growing up as a kid to have a poop knife. And yes, it literally serves that function because they literally just dangle it like in their bathroom so
Oh
that
my
they can
god.
chop up the poop so that the flush can work.
Right.
Apparently this his family has really long poops that clog up the drain pipes. Like all of them.
Amazing.
So it just became normal for him to have what he dubbed the poop knife.
I was expecting you to tell me like that this is an actual product that is available to buy like on Amazon or whatever
No,
because it's a
no, no,
common
no.
thing.
No, no, no. They this is just his family. They literally like took a regular long ass kitchen knife that was used and already no longer in need to use in the kitchen, so they just use it as a poop knife.
Wow.
Yeah, and the first time I read the story, I was like, wow, hot damn, there are a lot of weird stuff out there.
I have something that I could share about that, but I don't want to share about it on the stream. So
No, 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 no. Please,
I,
please, no.
I
We can
I
do that
I will
separately.
wait. I will wait until
We
after
can do
the
that
stream.
separately. We can do that separately. But I guess for something a bit more like mellow, um, I'm pretty sure a lot of people's favorite foods, home cooked foods,
Hmm.
probably don't taste the same as other people's home cooked foods.
Yeah.
Like legit, because like I remember nearly getting into an argument with someone about what is essentially our favorite food, which is the same thing, but because his mother cooked it in a very different way that I've never had before, and to be fair, was not common even in like restaurants.
Yeah.
So he would always complain that these restaurants were not authentic, blah blah blah, because they don't cook it the way his mom does.
Mm.
So I was like, "Oh, I love this food too. Can you tell me about it? How does your mom prepare it?" And he's like, "The authentic way." So I'm like, "Okay, what is the authentic way? Because I've been eating this for like, the better part of my life. I
Hmm.
need to know what this authentic way means.
Yeah.
So he goes to describe the flavor and everything, and it has like a few ingredients that is normally not found in the dish, like in the norm. You don't really find these three or ingredients at all. So I
Mm.
mentioned this to him and say, "Oh, that's strange because like when you look at the hawker stalls, when you go to those restaurants, I mean, it's such a common dish, but they don't include those three ingredients. How did you know it's authentic? Because my mom made it." I'm like, Okay. I mean, it. I mean, not to insult your mom, but it could be possible. It's just how
A
your mom likes it.
family recipe.
Yeah, it's just a family recipe. It doesn't mean that it has to be something that everyone should know. I mean, how would they know? It's your family, right?
Mm.
So he got quite offended at that. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, all right. I mean,
Kinds of
I
things that can cause
offense.
offense. Yeah.
I mean, I told it very, very, very nicely, which is like it's not meant to offend. It's just that if the average version of it out there around the entire country is a certain way, that means that's the accepted certain way. So, whether it's authentic or not, I don't know. You have to go like and trace back your history. And God knows how far back wonton noodles can be, my friend. you know?
Right.
It's the same way with how like my grandma, she used to make something like what is essentially chicken stew, but
Hmm.
her version was like it's not brown, it's like a palish white with like yellow green oil sheen because she would how do I describe it? Okay, in words, it's gonna sound gross, as I'm sure I already set you up for. um, but in taste, it's pretty good. And the reason why this was considered chicken stew for my grandma was because essentially what she was making was a very modified version of a roux. The one with butter and flour.
Okay.
So she would make a roux, which would act as a thickener, and by right, you're supposed to actually add in your chicken stock, which you get by browning the bones with vegetables, and the brown bones would give you brown stock. But she opted for shortcuts, and instead of like browning her bones, she would just make chicken soup and add the soup to the roux, and then further thicken it by adding tapioca starch. So the vegetables that she chose would be like green vegetables, oftentimes, what's it called? I can never remember this vegetable because I don't like it. Um, 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 what's it called?
What does it look like?
It's long. It has leaves on the top. It's green along the stem, and it's shaped like a U, but it bunches together. Um,
Shaped like a U.
yeah, hang on. It's a very common vegetable in like French cooking. Uh, mm, celery. Yes,
Oh.
celery. Sorry.
Sorry.
Right. So she'll always use celery, and the celery is like oftentimes cooked with the chicken, and she would take it out before she like mixes the stew. So it's like covered in the chicken oil.
Mm.
So what you get is a very white, sticky stew that's pale whitish yellow. Then she would add in the cooked celery and vegetables, which are still coated in chicken oil, and the oil would glisten on top of the sticky stew, and it was green because the vegetables were green. Yeah. So like growing up to me, that was what my picture of chicken stew was. Okay. I bet it's probably hurting the souls of a lot of people right now who are listening.
The all 0 people that are listening.
Oh yes, don't worry, Dom. You have this in VOD, remember? so
Yes.
so future
The ones that are listening later.
yes. So future listeners, I caution you. I know this is sounding very gross, but it's not really because she spiced the hell out of this roux with star anise, cardamom, and
Mm.
cinnamon. Okay, so it's a very fragrant, although sticky stew. Right. So then, when I got older, and my parents started taking me out to have meals outside with the rest of my family,
Mhm.
we went to Dave's Deli and we had chicken stew. And when I ate it, and I went, wow, it looks so pretty. And then the taste is, wow, it's so yummy and salty and meaty. And the chicken is brown and roasted. Oh my God, this is chicken stew, mommy? And she's like, yeah, it's chicken stew. Then what does grandma make? Um, Grandma's chicken stew. Oh.
That's right.
And that's when I realized that my grandmama, she knows how to cook like Chinese, Asian food very well. But when it comes to like Western dishes, she didn't really have like the right idea of what they were. She was just trying to replicate it as best she could, but using what techniques she knew with Asian cooking.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I was much older. Because I always found it strange why her idea of like Western food was honestly the furthest thing from it. She might use similar ingredients, but oh boy.
Like it's the same, in Western countries, and the, the Asian food that you get here is not necessarily
Oh,
Asian
I know,
style
I
Asian
know.
food.
I
So
heard. I heard about your General Soul's chicken. I heard about Panda Express.
even like the sweet and sour sauce is so different in the United States. So
I
when I
think
when I
it's
find like a Chinese restaurant here that does the sweet and sour sauce the way that I
uh-huh.
remember in Malaysia, I'm like that's the one where I have to go and get it from.
Uh, if I understand correctly, it's actually more like ketchupy than sweet and sour, right? Over there.
I think it's like they use plum sauce instead of pineapple, and
Oh,
you know,
oh, huh. But we do use plum sauce here too. Maybe not as much.
it's not quite
Yeah,
not quite the same anyway.
yeah. I was more curious to like, the
It's
whole.
it's
Yeah.
it's thicker, and like I feel like it's sweeter in a way, and more like like just Americans like have extra sugary everything's.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I understand what you mean. Yeah. They probably have a sweeter like preference. So they probably use the same spices, but they just, amp up the sugar, I guess.
Mhm.
Oh well. There is one dish that I am curious to try when the day comes I actually come and visit you in San Francisco. I mean, aside from all the burgers and pizzas and pasta buns and poke bowls and all that, I really am curious to try Asian food there. I really want to know like what is this benchmark of like American Asian food,
I
especially
will take you somewhere and compare the different ones.
like
I'll
like
I'll
take
need to remember which are the ones that have the. I guess I do have a local place that's definitely more American style Chinese food.
okay
So as long
like
as that's
like
still open.
like
Sorry, go ahead.
when that happens though, please do me a merciful thing and like take me to the one that is the most American tasting in your opinion first.
Yes, yes, I will do that.
Thank you. Because like the one thing I am curious about is like orange chicken because I don't think we have an equivalent
Oh,
here.
yeah. Yep.
I
Yep,
think
I
we have
know that one.
lemon chicken, but not
And
orange chicken.
yep, we have
Yeah.
both of those, lemon and
Okay.
orange chicken. Yeah, I have a place that I can walk to that definitely has it's been a while since I've been there because,
Uh-huh.
well, I haven't been to many they sell donuts as well, so it's a donut place and
Wait,
and
as in
Chinese food,
as in American donuts or Chinese donuts?
American donuts.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I know what to expect now. I can totally picture it now where like the other half of the kitchen is cooking Chinese food, the other half is making donuts and like, hey, do you have some extra sugar? Like caster sugar? Like, oh boy. I need it for my sweet
Oh,
and
no, no, but
sour.
they don't call it caster sugar here, they call it
Oh.
superfine sugar, and they don't really use it very much, like,
Oh,
it's difficult to find.
really?
Yes. I remember when I've, like, wanted to make Australian, like, or like a pavlova or a meringue or whatever, which you
Hmm.
really need to have,
Hmm.
that kind of sugar for, it's been hard to find sometimes.
That is interesting.
I have some in, I think, a carton that looks like a milk carton.
Oh boy. Oh
So
boy.
that
Unique
that that
packaging.
that gives you an idea, yeah, of what to expect.
Oh boy. Okay. Can do. I am curious to see like how unique some packaging can be. Because I know in Canada they have milk like packaged in plastic bags.
That's weird.
I guess the idea was that they would measure it out in those measuring cups, so that's exactly like 1 quart or however they measure it there.
Hmm.
Ah. And of course, just like what I'm doing for my friend in Japan, when the time comes I come over, please give me a shopping list of things you want from Malaysia, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Sambal.
I'm sh I'm not into the sambal, to be honest.
How could
I
you?
I need to be cautious. I know I've certainly asked for, kway t kway tiao
Oh,
noodles.
kway teow. Yeah, kway teow
Um,
noodles.
my mouth was not functioning properly. I know how to say it.
Is it salivating from the idea of Malaysian food in America?
Um, but, like, there is a lot of like, they have Asian grocers stores here, and so
Hmm.
I can get a lot of, Malaysian things from there if I really want to. That's why I have, like, frozen, uh, frozen roti.
Oh yes, that's right. I remember.
You can get teh tarik, sachets and, uh, ginseng coffee, sachets. I'm not
but
drinking it at the moment, but
but have you tried pulling your tea down?
I have not. I feel like that's too challenging for me.
Aww.
Maybe I need you to bring me some, rose syrup so I can make iced parfait.
Oh, you mean they don't have rose syrup there?
I haven't seen it.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's not too difficult to acquire because if they sell like Turkish stuff there, I'm sure you can find Turkish like rose hip syrup or something. It's pretty similar.
Look, I'll be honest, I was not actually actively looking for it.
Oh, okay, that's
So,
fine. That's fine. It's fine.
it doesn't mean that I wouldn't, uh, drink it, but I've never made it from scratch. I always get it when I'm, at the hawkers or whatever.
Oh, it's pretty simple. I mean, you can just get like well,
Sweetened condensed milk and rose syrup.
yeah, those two plus also a healthy dose of liquid syrup. Because if you want to have that
Liquid syrup is
really,
the, sugar
Mhm.
syrup? Is
Yeah,
that what
sugar
it
syrup.
is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what they would normally do is that they would have the condensed milk. They would then mix it with some hot water and more sugar syrup to get that kind of thickness that they want. Because well, how do I put it? There's a different taste of sweetness if you don't add the sugar syrup. And don't
Mm.
ask me how I know this.
You've made a mistake before.
Yes. And when the periods come a knocking. So yeah. So then they add in the rose syrup and then they stir it together really nice to get somewhat frothy. And there you go.
Mm.
Aye bandung. And then they add in the sugar. No, they add in the ice cubes if you want it cold.
Mhm. I've had
Yeah.
the liquid syrup before, I think
Mm.
adding to tail ice limau maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is strange that they would do that since you asked for teh ice limau.
Oh well, take whatever it was. Iced tea something maybe.
Teh ice limau is basically iced lemon tea without added sugar.
Okay, that's it.
That's what the O means.
Iced hey iced limau then.
Wait, no. Teh ice limau is weird. If you say that, they'll think you want milk tea with lemon.
Tea? Well then what is it then with the sugar?
You want teh o ice limau? Biasa, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I
Okay.
mean, it's a thing. It's a thing. The naming of like the code names to get the exact kind of tea you want is like growing by the day over here. Because teh o
Wow.
ice is milk tea with ice. I mean, sorry, teh ice is milk tea with ice. Teh o ice is just tea, plain tea, no milk with sugar with ice. So teh o kosong ice is tea, no milk, no sugar with ice.
It sounds I'm
Yeah.
just gonna have to have you be my translator for me because
I
I
I
don't remember
swear,
anything.
I swear, one day someone is going to have to make a rap song just to order their tea, and it's gonna be normal. I
It's
swear.
gonna be the new uh was it
The new,
Gangnam Style?
oh no, 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 no! I don't think it can go that far. I don't think it can go that far. There'll just be foreigners like sitting in a mamak going, "Why is everybody singing? Like singing? No, they're just ordering their tea." What? Malaysia, the musical.
Well then you'll get the so
What?
no, just the next instructions like expects you to know by hand what it's I mean I understand what it is. I just expected it to have an extra instruction before
Oh, okay.
for this, but it's fine. Yeah, so you would have some Western tourists come along and like start filming the ordering and then make it go viral.
Teo kosong, teo limau, teo ais dua kasih kosong tu. Like, wow, there's so many rappers in Malaysia. And like, nah, man, they're just ordering their tea. Chill out. And then it's like getting performance anxiety because the waiter is slowly approaching them.
Yep.
Oh man. I will say this though, like there are a lot of like travel loggers and travel vloggers in Malaysia right now, and
Mm.
like they're going all over to Ipoh, Penang. Some are going to like the quieter states like Kelantan and Terengganu. They all have a lot of nice things to say, which is great, I guess. But I mean, like you come here to eat, right? That's what I'm thinking most of the time when I watch the videos. Like, you come here to eat, right?
Everyone wants to make a name for themselves.
I suppose. I suppose. I mean, I'm thankful that like this is an initiative that the government has taken to like promote tourism, and I am genuinely happy to see that nearly all of them are having a very positive experience here. Hardly any of them have like had very critical comments to say thus far, but I suppose they probably are reserving that as well. Um, but I do appreciate certain influencers, the type who like to come and speak with people on the street,
Mm.
how they do their interviews on the street to get like honest opinions. Even then, also, they do provide fair criticism. Like, I mean, it's so funny. We were just talking about how like the highway can split into 4 different exits. There was literally a comment, an elderly couple that has been living in Malaysia. I think they're from Australia. They've lived here for over 10 years. So they commented that there's not enough signages.
Mm.
And like, yeah, that is true. I agree. As a local, I agree. It's a funny problem where there's not enough signages, but there's also too many signages that are redundant. you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that car is coming on very nicely.
Right? Okay.
I'm
It's
guessing you're
getting
almost
there.
done with it.
Yeah, I'm getting close
Nice.
because there's only a few pieces left.
Oh, nice. You probably finish it just in time for me to go out and get lunch.
Yep, I think so.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
coming along nicely.
getting close, getting very close.
Yeah. Since we gotten to this point, I just gotta say, it's always really nice how easy we can talk until like it's an hour and a half and we don't even notice.
I appreciate that too.
Yeah,
These are the best kinds of friendships.
I know. And no alcohol required.
Right, exactly. Well, I'm the kind of person that can talk about anything without alcohol. I have no filter.
Really? Anything, huh?
Well, I mean, within on stream is a little bit different, but like if we were not on stream, you could ask me anything, sure.
No. I mean, it's not gonna go into that territory, but it's just that when you say anything, I'm like, so what's your thought on current theoretical physics?
Well, anything that my point was like personal and otherwise, like I don't have a filter. You know me, Calvin. I've
Yeah.
talked about very personal things.
Yes. I mean, that's what a good friend is for. We're there for each other. So when you need someone to confide to, don't worry, you can. And honestly, there's like nothing for me to share to anyone else aside from my own personal drama. So that's fine. Of which I try to keep a minimum, by the way, because I try not to have drama in my life if I can.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely a drama-free preference myself now as well. I've had enough drama in my life to
write a few seasons worth of a TV show.
All right, and it's like I'm kind of a little. I guess that's how it.
I mean, that is how it looks in the box.
Yeah, it's a bit weird to have these studs on the top like this. That's all.
What?
But
I mean,
it is how it looks.
It's Brian. He's the rough and tough one. He's got to get some texture.
Yeah, there's your right hand side steering wheel.
Yay! Look at that. Detail correct. Time to fit the old boy into the car.
Yeah, let's put his spanner in the back there as well.
Hilarious that they assume you keep spanners in the back of their cars.
Do some fixing of things.
Yeah, just bash the car engine with your spanner. And there you go. Lego style.
All right, let me put Vin Diesel back in.
They're back together again.
Friends.
Friend. No, family.
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 That's what they are.
Oh,
Remember, I had trouble with putting him in because of the window. It's just so tricky.
You get it. Dumb.
Yes.
Now that you built both of their cars, you know what you have to do, right?
Race them?
You have to recreate the scene where they both drive away together. Where he says goodbye. Oh,
that scene makes me so sad. I literally weeping. Like the second time I watched the film, I'm like, I knew it was coming. I was fully expecting it, and I probably wept even more than the first time I watched it.
Oh,
it's sad. All right, here we go. There they are.
Oh, look at that! They look great.
They both have their license plates. So we've got their California one for Dom and the Florida one for Brian.
Nice.
Like a lot of good detail, right?
Yeah, looks really good. Wow. And you can actually race them.
Yes, I could. Which one's faster? Oh, of course, Dom's gonna win.
Of course, Dom's gonna win.
Literally, it's faster every time.
You're gonna have to do a litmus test, so, 100 trial run.
Oh no,
Vroom.
Brad won
Oh,
that time.
oh. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Place your bets.
We did it!
Nice
Woo!
job. Well done,
Died.
Dom. Clap, 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 clap. Well done. Well done.
Look at all the spare pieces again. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of
So many
spares.
spare pieces.
Are those round red pieces meant to be like if this car is in reverse?
No,
Oh,
they're the brake lights and things.
okay. That is a lot of spare.
But yeah, don't need any of those.
That's fine. Well done, Dom. You built them both.
I did. Now I need to figure out where to put them in my house. Where do I have room?
In the garage. Where they
No.
belong.
Oh, but I am planning on taking some pictures of like I might take them out to my driveway to get some good photos.
Oh, you know what? You could totally do that. You could drive out to like those roads, the less occupied roads, like on a nice weather day, and like take those really nice like car model shots with like some rainwater and stuff on the street. Oh, that
I'll
would be so nice.
see what I can do. I don't know. Oakland's got some, and other parts of the Bay Area have had an uptick of carjackings lately. So
Oh dear.
gotta be cautious about where I
Okay,
drive.
okay. Keep it to the driveway then. Keep it to the driveway.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. If you, I have that little bit of tidbit that I was going to fill you in on that I didn't want to keep on stream. So if you want to chat for a little bit longer after I end the stream, then we can do that.
Yeah, sure. Just for a little bit.
And I'll just say, goodbye to the viewers.
Bye-bye.
The viewers who are not currently watching, but maybe watching later on.
Yeah.
Subscribe and hit the notification button if you actually want to watch these things live.
Exactly. We would love to see your comments and input in the conversation as well.
Yes,
Food,
it's
Lego
always
games.
fun to have that.
Yeah.
I had things that I was going to talk to you about, but then we didn't have time, so like
Oh, don't worry.
completely
Keep it for the next stream.
slipped my mind.
It's okay. Keep it for the next stream.
All right, so we'll end the stream now. Bye.
Bye.